Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about Blade & Soul Complete as well as the Frontier server and kind of explain and break down all the little details so that you guys understand what exactly is going on. So first of all, this is not new on the Chinese server. We've had this since the Gunner patch. So when the Gunner class came out on the Chinese server, you had your main account, which you had characters on a specific server. So for example, I had my characters on Zulia. And then there was a new server that came out called Biu Biu, or basically like Pew Pew in Chinese. And so you could create a character on that server if you wanted to. Or you can create a gunner on your existing account on the Zulia server. However, there were a lot of benefits for creating a character on the new server. The reason they did this in China was because they didn't want to bog down the servers because there are a lot of players in China. And since there are a lot of players, we have multiple servers already. So in the US, we only had Zulia and Yura, and now we only have Yura. But on the Chinese servers, we had 12 different servers to choose from. And that was why they opened up the new Biu Biu server. And the Biu Biu server basically allowed you to have a lot of benefits by playing on that server. You had better drop rates, you had better EXP, you had better gold gains, and basically it was like a super accelerated version of the regular servers. So a lot of players, especially the new players who had not invested a lot on their main server or on the first server, they simply migrated over to the Biu Biu server and spent a week and caught up to where they originally were. And that was how the Chinese servers handled this situation. However, on this case with the whole Frontier, we don't know how the EXP rates are, how the drop rates are. We just know that they are giving you a bunch of benefits. They're giving you all these nice goodies for signing up. As you can see over here, the ones in red are for the Frontier server. So by pre-registering, you will be getting all these items. So this item over here is probably going to be some sort of EXP booster so that you just gain EXP faster and level up faster. However, they also give you items on the live server. So that is this costume over here, you get the headdress. So it's kind of like a maid costume. And another thing that the Chinese server and the Taiwanese server really like doing is promoting. So for example, if I have an account and I bring my friends to play on the new Frontier server, I would gain a lot of benefits on the Frontier server. I would get extra gold, I would get extra EXP, I would get a lot of useful materials to accelerate my progress on this brand new server. However, I don't know if Korea is doing this. They do have this link where you can promote to your friends. However, I think it's a one-time thing. You promote it and you just get some extra potions, some extra dragon soup, just some consumables to help you out a little bit more on the leveling process. So hopefully that explains a little bit more about the Frontier server. So now let's talk about Unreal Engine 4, since that would be the main reason why people would be playing on the Frontier server versus the live servers. So don't worry, we will be getting Unreal Engine 4 on the live servers. However, the transition over is going to be a lot slower because they simply haven't converted that much into the Unreal Engine 4. They've completed about to like the level 50 areas. So basically for Nightfall Sanctuary as well as Scarlet Conservatory, these two raids have not been converted into Unreal Engine 4 yet. So that is why they released this new server, this Frontier server, so people have a more complete package since the content being released on that server is only up to level 50 content. So you will be able to see Raven King and Black Tower in Unreal Engine 4. I think by the time this hits the West, we definitely will have Vortex Temple in Unreal Engine 4, and maybe, just maybe, we might get Twilight Temple or Nightfall Sanctuary in Unreal Engine 4. Not 100% sure. I don't know how fast they can work around this, but judging from the pace that they're going, it will take some time. And now for the big question, will we be getting this in the West? I personally am hoping that we do get the Frontier server in the West. Why? Simply because this will be completing one of the goals that I wanted all along. Because it would basically be a PTR server or a public test realm server, which is something that we've always wanted because it will be an Unreal Engine 4. And basically we would be their guinea pigs, or we would be testing it and giving them feedback and being like, oh, this is broken, that is broken, this is broken, fix these. Or, you know, maybe they have frame rate issues or netcode issues or whatever. And by the time they transfer it to the live servers, then it would be perfect. That way on the live servers, on our main characters, on our invested characters, we don't have to suffer through all those bugs and all those issues. So I'm not against having a second server in the West. I would be treating the Frontier server as a PTR server. I would hop in, I would mess around, I wouldn't spend money on it, and I would just see how it is, so that by the time it comes to the live servers, I would know what to expect. And that's how I'm approaching this problem. Obviously, there are a lot of people right now that are very scared in investing into the game because they're thinking, oh, when the new Frontier server or when Blade and Soul Complete comes in, all of my investment's going to be voided because everyone's going to be transferring over to the Frontier server or the Unreal Engine 4 server. But that isn't really the case, because we still will be getting the Unreal 4 engine updates on the live servers. It's just going to be slower than the Frontier server. So as I said before, just treat it like a PTR server, a public test realm server. And if you have this mindset, then you won't be so scared about investing in the game or not. I personally don't have much to invest in anymore because there isn't anything I really need in the game right now. Right now, I'm just slowly farming up, accumulating my wealth, accumulating my resources. So when there are new upgrades, I have the materials to actually upgrade them. And that's basically how I stand on this. I definitely will be trying out the Frontier server if we get it in the West, which I think it's more of a toss-up. I think it's like a 50-50 chance if we do get it, mainly because people are scared that if you do that, you might segregate the community. But if I were NC West or NC Soft, I definitely would open up the Frontier server, mainly because it gives them the opportunity to fix a lot of issues that they have on the old client or the current client that we have. So several things would be performance issue. Unreal Engine 4 better fix that, because that is a very big thing. Second one would be netcode. Netcode would be something that they could also look at, since they're basically starting a brand new game with the second server. So if they could fix these two things, then we would be able to test it out, iron everything out, and eventually port it over to the live server. That way Blade and Soul will become a much more attractive game to the general public, and a lot more people can get behind it and support the game. And that's basically my 2 cents on Blade and Soul Complete, as well as the new Frontier server. I also have another link over here which talks about everything in more detail. It is in Korean, so you are going to need to right click and translate it into English. However, it does break down the trailer pretty well. So there is a couple things that I did miss, and that is Realm versus Realm. So that is the siege warfare. I did not know that this was Realm versus Realm. So for example, it would be like the Frontier servers versus the live servers, where you could just fight each other and it would be pretty amazing. Then we've got a new PvP field, and you know, all of these things we've seen already. So there is something that I did say wrong in my previous video, and that is this class over here. A lot of people, myself included, thought it was the Force Master 3rd spec because they literally said New Awakening. They had this screenshot right here, New Awakening, and then they played this trailer. So everyone was just like, okay, you know, that's Force Master, obviously. I thought the exact same thing. However, actually, through NCSoft's official post, this is a trailer for a new class. They call it the Brain Tactician, but this is just, Google Translate. I'm sure they'll find a better name for it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Wizard in Diablo 3 because of the whole orb and the lightning and everything, but I'm not exactly sure what this class is. They just said that it is a long-range class, and they also mentioned that the New Awakening for the Force Master is not lightning, it's actually yin and yang. So hopefully this answers some of your questions. I know that I said it was the 3rd spec. I thought it was the lightning Force Master, and a lot of people in the comment sections corrected me on that. So thank you for that. But basically, we're getting Force Master 3rd spec, yin and yang, and we're also getting this new class coming out in the near future. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found this information a little bit more helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a subscribe, or if you want to go that extra mile, please consider becoming a member. Speaking about members, I'd like to thank Overgamers, Yatogami, Arisoya, Gonzola, Jeremy Chen, Nyana, Pearl Style, Lina Ren, Toots McGee, Solar Hero, ST Sintu, and Key for supporting the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heals, the boosts, the